You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 8th meeting of the Michigan City Commission on the Social Status of the African American Males. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Welcome to the social status meeting for January of 2025 already. Can we all stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, on the roll call, please.
Stacey Bennett. Present. Pastor Dennis Carroll.
Present.
Walter Cox. Kenny Klein. Pastor Hurd.
Present.
Pastor Robert Johnson.
Present.
Mike Jones. Casey McCormick. Rodney McCormick.
Present.
Willie Millsap.
Present.
Faye Moore. Present. Nick Pollard.
Present.
Taylor Tillman. Mike Walker. Joseph Nelson.
Present.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 present. We have a quorum.
Okay, Madam Secretary, correct me if I'm wrong, we got to approve the minutes for December and, November and December?
Well, was there actual meeting in December? I thought it was no quorum for December.
So what minutes do we need to
So
approve?
we have November minutes.
November.
Motion to approve November minutes.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Moving on, treasury report.
I submitted this morning the treasurer's report for December of 2024. We have ending balance of $3,800. It should be noted that we did receive the donation from the LaPorte County Council, a $4,000 donation to be earmarked for the criminal justice and education subcommittees. That check was picked up and was received and turned into the controller's office on this past Monday, January the 6th. However, it has not been processed, gone through the process for this financial report. So we do have an outstanding or incoming $4,000 donation from the LaPorte County Council.
I will accept a motion to accept the treasury report. So, everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Moving on, let's get down to it. It's time for elections of new officers. Do I have a nomination for president?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Willie Millsap to be the president for 2025 for social status.
Second.
I hate to let you guys down, but however, I have some job restrictions that would prohibit me from accepting that position. So I have to respectfully decline.
I'd like to make a motion we can't nominate anybody that's not here, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can. And let's do this. Let's make sure, if there's anyone here who would like to be the president,
Go around the room.
is there anyone? We just work together. We just gotta work together. You just get it done.
I know that there's some, first of all, I'd like to say that it was a pleasure to serve. I'm still on the board, but it's a pleasure to serve as an officer for the treasurer's position for the last 2 years. At this time, I think that individuals need to step up and fulfill some of these positions. Everybody's not going to be on this board forever. There are people that have been on the board that have expressed that they have different experiences, and I think that we need to utilize those experiences. So this time I'd like to nominate Mike Jones for president.
Second.
Do we have any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Nick Pollard.
Second. I'd like to nominate Pastor Johnson.
Do you want it?
Do you want it?
It would be a pleasure.
There you go.
I'll second it. All right, now, how we gonna
We
do
got
this?
three.
That's three.
Just,
Well, Nick,
May I
we
make
have
a
to ask
suggestion?
Nick if he wants it. First of all, we didn't even ask if.
I'll accept the nomination.
go ahead, I'll make a suggestion that, we have a roll call, voice vote, go around, say who you prefer, and take it from there.
Second. Go ahead.
Okay. Stacy Bennett,
Nick Pollock.
Dennis Carroll. Who you want for
Just say
president? Mike Jones, Nick Pollock, or Pastor Johnson?
Pastor Johnson.
Johnson. Pastor Hurt,
Johnson. Okay.
Are you gonna be here every meeting?
And
You want five?
I go with Pollock. I do Pollock.
Pastor Johnson.
Nick. Yeah, there we go.
Rodney McCormick.
Nick.
Oh, you said Nick?
Yeah,
Yes.
we gonna make him vice.
Okay, I got that in the wrong place, okay. Rodney McCormick,
Pollock. Second time, I got two votes. Yeah. Miss Reed. I caught that too.
three more, I nominated you. Nick Pollock.
Myself.
And Councilor Liaison Nelson.
Nick.
Nick. Well, Nick has the president vote.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You take over from here. Just like that, huh?
Just
Be
like
careful
that.
what I work
Let's see if there's anything on that chair.
And you could even warm the chair up.
You can bring your own chair.
So,
Nominations continue with vice.
All right, next we're gonna seek nominations for vice president.
Pastor Johnson.
Okay, second.
Any other nominations for vice president? Any other nominations? Seeing that we have none, roll call.
Stacy Bennett,
Pastor Johnson.
Dennis Carroll,
Pastor Johnson.
Pastor Hurt,
Pastor Johnson.
Robert Johnson,
Me.
Rodney McCormick,
Pastor Johnson.
Pastor Johnson.
Pastor Johnson, Nick Pollock,
Pastor Johnson,
and Councilman Nelson.
Johnson.
Pastor Johnson is now our vice president.
all right, next we'll seek nominations for recording secretary.
This is important. I mean, listen, I'm sorry, Mr. President, but,
No, I agree.
yeah, this is important, so, whoever does it, let's make sure that person's gonna do it. And Ms. Moore, I nominate Ms. Moore if she wants to take it back.
Second.
I'll take it.
Yes. Third.
I really can't do the job. I have so many organizations and groups that I am working with. And this job, the city required you to do so much
I understand.
to, as far as like getting the agendas out, getting the minutes out. Then after you get them out, then you gotta get them approved, after they get done. Then you gotta get them to the IT person, and I don't know how to do all of that technical stuff, or else I would kill you.
Ms. Moore,
So can
thank you for your service and everything you've done.
I agree.
Yes,
For multiple years, and you, Mr. Millsap, as well. Both of y'all did a lot of work. I will nominate, Casey.
Can I interject first? Is there anyone here that is currently here, that would like to be the recording secretary? Okay, now,
I nominate Casey McCormick. Second.
Has anyone spoken to Casey?
No, if he says he doesn't, we just redo it. We just have another vote. Mr.
Okay.
President.
Yeah. Any more nominations for recording secretary? Any other nominations for recording secretary? Seeing that we have none, we'll proceed with the vote for Casey McCormick.
Mr. Chair, are we gonna reach out to him after the meeting to make him aware so he can let us know ASAP if he's gonna accept it or
Yeah,
not?
I can reach out to him.
Okay.
Roll call?
Okay, I thought we didn't have to since there was no other
Yeah,
nominations.
technically, I don't think we have to since it's
All in
one person.
But for the record,
Say all in
Yeah,
favor.
all in favor of Casey McCormick?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we will seek nominations for treasurer.
Ms. Moore, are you interested in that?
I could probably do that.
I nominate Ms. Moore for.
Second.
Any other nominations for treasurer? Any other nominations for treasurer? Seeing that we have none, and only one person nominated, proceed to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, everybody. All right, next on the agenda is the subcommittee reports. We'll start with education.
No, it's not.
That's not. Oh, which one do I have? Oh, I'm sorry, that's last month's. There we go. I got it, I believe. Yeah, okay. Where we at?
Mr. President,
Yes,
we are at the point where we're trying to allocate the funds. We went over to, and I'd like to give a thanks to Mike Rosenbaum, who came in as auditor and made sure we received the check. The last auditor was very hard to work with, but Mike Rosenbaum came in, immediately gave us a check, and we want to take care of spending the check as soon as possible. So we want to allocate funds for three different items. The first one will be the Chicago Bulls, our field trip to the Chicago Bulls, not to exceed $2,000.
so is that a motion?
1 second, please.
$19 something.
19.
Not to exceed 2,000.
Okay.
Not to exceed
We're
2,000.
Yeah, not to exceed 2,000.
I
Make that a
second that.
motion. Second?
I second.
Yeah, a motion and a second not to exceed $2,000 for the Chicago Bulls field trip. Proceed to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
The next allocation will be,
I have a question.
oh, I'm sorry.
Do we know the date when that come off? The Chicago Bull?
We're working on it.
Yeah, we'll have to work on it. We had one, but because it took so long to get us the money, it delayed things.
Okay.
So this committee that's working on that is which committee?
It's the education and criminal
Education
justice.
Committee.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be Stacy,
So,
Commissioner
because in the
Penny.
notes, I put that the Education Committee is
And,
working on
and
getting
the
dates.
education and criminal justice.
Oh, okay. So Education and Criminal Justice Committee working on the dates for all events.
Yes.
Next, we have 6 Evolution basketballs for the Martin Luther King Center.
The next, I'm asking to allocate not to exceed $479. This will be 6 basketballs. Mr. William Walker just informed me that he can get them for hopefully $70 each. I'm gonna pass this around. This is from Walmart. They are selling the basketball for $78. So the allocation will be not to exceed whatever that amount is at the top. I think it's $479,
Can we just make it an even amount?
$480. It might not.
You never
not to
know, it might
exceed.
be taxed, so I would like to amend it to not exceed $500.
Yeah, because
Okay,
if they're $80 a piece, 6 of them, you're looking at $480 pre-tax. It might be a little over $500 with tax. Unless, is this a registered nonprofit?
yes.
Okay.
So tax exempt.
Tax exempt,
Okay.
or, yeah,
So
sorry.
500
Okay.
would be sufficient.
Yeah, so we have a motion not to exceed $500 for the 6 Evolution basketballs for Martin Luther King Center. We'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Wait, who seconded that motion? Was it Stacy?
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Who's second?
All right,
The
ayes
last,
have it.
the last one will be, I cannot remember the wrestling's coach, but this is from the Michigan City area schools. They do have a middle school wrestling team. They are in need of funds to get wrestling uniforms. I was gonna ask that we donate $800 to them. The goal is to try to get 1,000, and I will also add $100 of my own to it. But
Do we know how much it is per uniform?
they said it's $200 per uniform. I will send everybody the email that was sent to me by the coach, and I'm assuming that Mr. Hurt called us, people that he know at the school, see who we supposed to send a check to. But it will be definitely for the middle school wrestling team, where they have, the majority of their team, is made up African Americans and it's boys. I think they do have a girl that's wrestling as well.
They do.
Yeah, they do, and I think it's a great thing. We haven't had wrestling in quite a while, so it's keeping them busy and they staying out of trouble. So that's where I'm at with it.
He was a wrestling coach.
I can't remember his name. I was saying the email.
May I ask a question? Do they need to submit a affidavit concerning that? Because since we are tax exempt, there should be some meaning of an affidavit concerning that. Because we talking paper trail now. And whoever the treasurer must keep a paper trail as much as possible.
I believe that they'll be allocating the funds and that the check will have on there full wrestling uniforms for the middle school. I'm assuming that's the donation, that's what the money's going for. It can't go to nothing else. It's for the middle school wrestling team,
And
for the uniform.
Commissioner McCormick said he's gonna send us the email of the request.
Okay, because that's important, that we have a paper trail of everything we do. Because here we go again, you dealing with being tax exempt. You still must have a paper trail to go along with everything we do at this point, tax-wise.
Mr. Chair, speaking of paper trail, can we start a procedure? First of all, thanking the commissioners for their dollar amount donation, sending them written communication reference to that, and any other organization that can give funds to our organization. So there'll be a record trail of written communication reference to thanking them for the donation and as of course going out.
And to make sure the record is clear, a parent reached out to me, and then I looked into it, and I seen some of the stuff they was using as uniforms. It's not right, and I'm gonna step in. Usually I would have asked John Boyd to come in. We gave some money to John Boyd last year, but this year they said whatever we can give, we can give. My idea was to give 900, 800 plus my 100, but I think Commissioner Benning gonna say 1,000, but whatever it is, it's basically donating it to them to get the uniforms. And we just wanna make sure they get the uniforms with it. And Mr. Hurt is here representing the school, so I'm sure that's not gonna be a problem.
Everything goes through the athletic director anyway, right?
Right.
So.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The middle school has their own AD as well.
Yes.
So can you restate the motion, please?
To allocate, not to exceed $1,000.
I'll second that. So we have a motion and a second not to exceed $1,000 for the Michigan City Middle School wrestling team uniforms. Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Chair, to our treasurers, with those two allocations, that leaves us with 3,000.
Well,
No.
two
Three
for the field trip, 1,000 for wrestling, and 500 for basketball, so it's 3,500.
3,500.
500.
500 right now.
500 to be left, to be earmarked for education
So at least we
and
know what we have left.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha, not to exceed that.
All right, next on the agenda is subcommittee reports this time. We'll start with education.
I have something I want to say.
Okay.
My phone been going off, and I just wanted to share this with everybody. There's a House bill that's on the floor, 1136. House Bill 1136. If this bill passed, Gary Westside School District will be dissolved. That's one of the districts that will be dissolved. What's the reason? They saying that if less than, if over 60% of your kids that live in the district don't go to the public schools, then they're gonna shut them down. Wow. We talk about, I love charter schools, but I don't know how our government, our elected officials telling us that we don't have the right to send our kids to public schools now. They're gonna shut the public schools down. And these first people to get hit is Gary, Indiana.
Right.
They shut the school district down, if it passed. There is Tri-Township, which is La Crosse and some other schools
Right.
that's made up in that will also be shut down. Yes, that will also be shut down. Then there's several schools in the Indianapolis area. All these are public schools. And then the person who brought it up, I can't remember where he's from, Couch or Knox or somewhere. I don't even know if you've ever been to Gary. I don't even know if you've been to any of these neighborhoods or communities to ask them how they feel. They finna force this on them. So Gary Westside is in serious trouble. The Republicans has control of everything. More than likely this bill will probably pass. But it's over with. So if you can, you know anybody, Russell or anybody else, give them a call and just say, hey, ask them to go talk to those communities, see what the communities think, instead of just forcing something down somebody's throat that, they shouldn't have, because to me, this is ridiculous. And again, it's House Bill 1136. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner McCormick, for that. I'm not sure if it's the same article I read, but I think I remember seeing something about this opening up the door for more charter schools to come
I
out.
was just going to say it'll probably come this way.
Yeah.
So let's circle our wagons.
Yeah, and if you add that to it, I was just reading this, and it even talks about schools with the lowest scores
Right.
in the state.
Yeah.
So, trust me, when they take away those schools, more than likely, more charter schools are going to come by force. Because it's just, test scores are bad. I don't know what they did with this program. I don't see them getting no better no time soon, especially when they change the requirements on the diplomas.
That's
So,
right.
they did a lot of stuff. And, sometimes we see things as being good. When you take away somebody's right to go to a public school, you done lost your mind. To me, you done lost your mind.
Right.
I would never vote for you. I would never support any of that nonsense at all. You have the right to go to a charter school. If you want to take your kids over there, go over there.
Right.
But to take away the right to go to a public school, to just close it, and look, they put a lot of money over there here at Westside. I don't know if y'all been inside. They got a jumbotron.
Right.
They put a lot of money in the football field.
Right.
I guess that's gonna probably become a charter school now. I don't know what's gonna be the outcome, but it's sad. And then the elementary schools they have left over there in the middle school, so they all be gone. So you're forcing people to go to the charter schools now.
Right.
You're forcing them, and I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair.
And I agree with you, because the one in Gary, on 20, as you come into Gary,
50%.
they, it's more publicized now.
Charter school that is.
Because, and I agree with Commissioner McCormick that they're just now starting to explode with the charter schools. And if this pass, we can see it coming to Michigan City, making a lot of what we know as elementary school become charter schools. So you're taking money from here and putting it there. So hopefully that won't happen coming this way.
Wow. Any other comments on House Bill 1136?
Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah. All right, next committee report would be for health.
Well, we are revamping. There's a lot of things that we are going to do in 25. We had to find a person in the Minority Health Coalition because their paperwork wasn't right. So we are revamping a lot of things, and there will be more activities in 25 by me being the program director for the Minority Health Coalition. So there will be more health programs that we're gonna initiate in 25 because we find out that we got this new disease that's popping up. And we're working with Church of God in Christ, which is my denomination in that area. So there will be new programs that will be initiated in the health area in 25.
Wonderful. Good.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Yes,
Program director, you
congratulations.
said? You said program director?
Program director.
All right.
So that means that I'm gonna be calling on this area to help me with something. Because we are going to open up some other buildings. We are trying to get United Way to initiate some more money so we can have more health programs in other areas, not just centralized in Michigan City, but the port and other areas. So y'all keep us in mind. Hallelujah.
Congratulations. Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Next, we have the Employment Committee.
Gotcha. Mr. Chair, since we did not have our last meeting last month, I passed around a couple to the people that were there. So if you did not attend our council meeting last month, take one, pass it on, get one to Commissioner Nelson over there. I think you have yours, right?
I got one.
All right, there you go. The document you just received is the current listing of available employment slots in this region, not just Michigan City and LaPorte County, in this region. This is the last listing per 2024. As you know, they're getting ready to generate for 2025. So I will give you a monthly listing of all available employments in this region, not just Michigan City. So take this list, share it with your family, friends, and associates, and see if there's anything that fits. Also keep in mind, Work One is our agency who we work with to lead people to employment if needed. And once again, thank you, Yulu, for doing that check for us. And you can also apply to sign up in that program with Work One.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Millsap. I just want to add, with the amount of work that I'm seeing on the horizon this year for the Carpenters Union, we have a huge solar farm project down by Winnemac. I just read that Microsoft is still moving forward with their data centers in LaPorte. We have all the data centers for Amazon currently and continuing to be built in New Carlisle. And then yesterday I saw the Michigan City Economic Development Corporation posted that SOLA is hopefully gonna be breaking ground here in a couple months. Just those couple projects alone, all the trades need more members. So anybody who's interested in a construction job in any of the trades, reach out to those trades. They're all gonna have to need manpower real soon.
Yeah, because they getting ready to tear down Ray Lobster, the building.
Yeah.
Commissioner City?
Yeah. And KLC. They're getting ready to tear them down. And I don't know what project, I did see the name of the project that was getting ready to buy both buildings, because tell you the truth about it, both of them are connected. KFC as well as Ray Lobster is connected. So there will be other employment data that will be coming out concerning those two buildings in 25. So the city is growing, but you know, some institutions we need to keep in place. But that's the way it goes. And not only that, we know, all of us know that Big Lock is closing up. Big Lock is closing up, and I was talking to one of the, not only the employee, but one of the representatives for Big Lock was talking to me, was saying that the guy that was going to buy Big Lock pulled out at the last minute. So they had to do a closeout, but they are looking at making something else out of Big Lock. So, because we know right on Franklin, on Michigan Boulevard, they just put an Ace Hardware, put Ace Hardware there. So, they are revamping this city. So we don't know what big project will come out these next 3 entities in 25.
I'd like to add something, Mr. President. There's a lot of development going on in the city, no doubt about it. There's a lot of things that's coming. I go back to Mr. Brett Kelly and Pastor Ashley and all of them got me involved with this hiring ordinance. And Nick, you brought it back to the table. Who are we as a committee if we don't stand for something? I can see the last mayors and the city council that we had before, how they was reluctant to even get involved with it and enforce the ordinance. Some of the ordinances, the majority of the ordinances, they don't even enforce. We have a lot of African Americans on the city council. We have a mayor. We have the police chief. What are we waiting on to enforce the hiring ordinance for minorities? Now, I don't know why we scared to act like we scared to talk about this problem or look at this. There's a lot of jobs out there given to people that don't even live in Michigan City.
Right. Right.
Let alone, I mean, I gotta say something about African Americans. We've been left behind in this city for quite a while. But women have also been abused or neglected in this process of working on these construction jobs. And I don't know what we're gonna do here, but it's if we don't stand up and say something, shame on us. I mean, we can talk all we want to. We need to ask for them at the end of the in March. I mean, yeah, March. I think it's the last meeting of March or the first meeting. Forgive me, but we need to put something on in our annual report. We need to ask the mayor to step up. We need to ask the mayor to enforce this through human rights and name a panel of 5 or 6 individuals who are not tied in or affiliated with them at all, like neutral people like Nick, Mr. Millsap, Pastor Carroll, Pastor Johnson, somebody that will come in and make sure that this stuff is being done and work with human rights. Because if we don't enforce it now, what makes you think somebody else is going to enforce it? For years we watched it constantly get neglected, push back. It's still an ordinance, it's still on the table. And we got all these people that sitting on city council worried about who's sitting on what board, who's doing this, who's doing that. How about we make sure people get hired in this community? Because after all, it ain't for us. You know what I'm saying? You need to do what's right for your constituents. This is wrong. So to continue to sit here and not say something about it, I'm not gonna be a part of it. So I'm just gonna say what I had to say, and Mr. Pollard, thank you for bringing that back up some months ago, because it's a serious issue.
So to add on to that, I did have a conversation with the mayor about it. There is a new code enforcement officer hired from Michigan City that is supposed to enforce all codes, not just building codes. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, my personal opinion, with the city code for the local hiring ordinance, I think we need to strengthen it moving forward.
Hello. Also, last night, the mayor did announce that she's gonna have at least 8 town hall meetings for the community to come out and voice their opinions and add to the platform. And she's also revamping the planning department. She announced that last night at city council meeting.
And I'm glad he's sitting right here. He's the liaison to the
City council.
city council. And I hope he hear what we are saying.
I'm listening.
That this is so important, because when I see all of this that's going on in this city, and no, quote unquote, no blacks are on these projects, I think it's a shame that we got all of this going on in the city and no blacks are involved nowhere around. And we need to at least give minorities an opportunity to work in these areas.
There's no doubt about it. Women as well.
As well.
And I just want to add one thing to that. I don't mean no disrespect. I hope that it does work out. I hope that we finally get some change. But you can fix your mouth to say anything.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, they know the mayor is well aware of it, just like I am, and some of us that's here. You call a workshop, not many people gonna come.
No, well, it's town hall meeting.
Well, they have the town hall, not many people gonna come. It's gonna be the same group of people. And people are burnt out, and they're angry with, they feel like it ain't working for them, right? I mean, so we need to just do our part as well. And again, I hope it do work out. But if we can't do it now with all these black people in the office that's been elected to office, then shame on us. Shame on us.
And there should be a representation from this group. There should be a representation from this group. And whoever is asked to be on that panel, I think we need to take all advantage of it.
Yes.
I'm talking up now.
And keep in mind that we didn't do it last year. And I know they're not gonna let us off the hook this year, so we need to come together and help whoever's gonna do our annual report to the council. We need to make that a priority. But we need to make sure that we do our annual report.
Right.
Even if it's small or not that long, we need to make sure we do a report. I dropped the ball last year, and I take full blame on that, but we need to make sure it gets done.
Duly noted. One more thing for the employment committee. We are gonna have a short committee meeting right after this meeting, if you're all right with that.
Who's that? Which committee?
3 members.
The employment committee. It's myself, Commissioner Millsap, and Commissioner Burke. Anything else on employment? Next, we have the Criminal Justice Committee.
Oh,
Nobody's here from them.
I just want to thank the LaPorte County Council I just want to thank the Port County Council. I did that in the commissioners for the donation they gave us to do this again, another year. Again, they feel like they are left out of the process. And we all voted to amend the bylaws for the social status, so where the commissioners and the council in LaPorte can put one member on this board. And let me make sure the record is clear. I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna sit on a subcommittee and I can dictate my own schedule and how I move. But outside of that, we did get that, Mr. Nelson was given that and was told what the board wanted to do, and it didn't happen. So we might have to find another sponsor, or might have to speak about it. Let's go ahead.
I said I didn't agree with it.
Didn't agree with what?
It just seemed like a conflict of interest. It seems like it was more of a pursuit of one individual to have this entity with say-so over this right here. And talking to my constituents, they didn't agree with it either, so I didn't move forward.
And when we talk about constituents, and I'm not gonna get into a back and forth debate, this board voted. Everybody voted unanimously to do it. I believe that the reason why it didn't get pushed forward, and I think, Mr. President, if you can find another sponsor to go to try to get it done, it's up to you. But for these people to get $4,000 back to back to back, and they don't have no say in this, don't have no skin in this. And one of the things I didn't hear from nobody, including that board that passed this, and Ms. Moore, Mr. Millsap, we were all here at that time when the board opened it up to the whole county. So anybody from LaPorte County can sit on this board, they can sit on this commission, but the county has no say on the person who they can put somebody on there. But we keep going to them asking for money. And that's a problem that should not be existing right now. And the day gonna come where politics is gonna be put behind us. This administration gonna move on, and we gonna move on. But I believe it's in our best interest to get the county involved, because they're giving up money. The council hasn't given us a dime. Now, maybe y'all might know something that I don't know, but when I was here, the council has not given us a dime. I was told by one of the council members this is an insignificant board to them. At what point do we say, oh, well, that's all I have to say.
Question, did you all reach out to anybody on the board to find out, since you all thought on this board?
On this board, no, I had somebody from this board come and ask me about it. So, as far as
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying you all decided against something that we voted on, right?
see, I didn't even know it was voted on.
See, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
voted.
I didn't even know it was voted on.
It was voted on.
And then for two, when I spoke to the page about it, the option was either adding another board member, or
Okay.
taking away a mayor's appointment.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna get on board with taking away nothing from the mayor. If y'all wanna add another board member, we can do that. We already have, 15 board members, 16, 17 board members?
It has to be an odd number.
Yeah.
But the bottom line was, I
One
thought,
or two things. I gotta take away something from the mayor, or y'all gotta add one?
we weren't doing anything as far as taking away anything. We were
I know
trying to
that.
add, the whole board voted, and I think it was unanimous except for one person. And the way the way it played out was combine the commissioners and the council every other year. They would have an opportunity to put someone, to refer someone for the board. And we weren't trying to take away anything from the mayor's appointment. We just wanted representation, because this is the second year, like Commissioner McCormick said, second year that they have donated and dispersed funds, and it benefited this board.
And I can see how that could be vital as far as
Yeah.
having a voice on this board.
Right.
As far as in detail, what you're saying, I did all that. It was more or less
Okay, so
can we go
now-
back? Can we go
Yeah,
back?
I was just going to say,
And
yeah.
now that you know, have more information, or do you need
I
any
feel more
more?
confident in moving forward.
Okay, I was gonna say, or do you need any extra info from us? If you do, let us know what extra info you need, so that we can shoot that back to the
And
council
just
again.
keep in mind, again, the entire board voted except for one person. And we felt that it was very necessary, and respectful. I mean, just acknowledging the fact that one person to be on the board. It didn't matter who it was,
Right.
just
Right.
one person to be on the board. Commissioner Johnson could not be appointed possibly for your appointing source. And the council and the commissioners could say, you know what, he was very relevant on this board. I want to put him back on this board.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who. It doesn't even have to be anybody over from LaPorte. It could be somebody here in Michigan City that someone might have felt would be a great asset to be on this board.
There's more. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so on our commission's bylaws, the mayor has 7 appointments, and common council have 8 appointments. And 3 of the mayor's appointments supposed to be from criminal justice. 1 supposed to be from the LaPorte County Labor Coalition. 1 member from the neighborhood association groups. 1 member from the Workforce Development Agency, and 1 member that she chooses herself, or he, whoever the mayor is,
Right.
chooses themselves.
And if I may add, Ms. Moore, if you look at the council appointments, they have 2 residents.
Right.
So it got flipped to where they had 2 residents. So all we doing is taking one of the resident seats away from the council, which they will still have a resident they can add, and just giving it to LaPorte County. So, because they funding us, they should have say here. We might be able to get more resources from them, because we damn sure ain't getting nothing from here. I don't care how we look at it. And again, I don't like playing politics. And this administration has been full of a lot of politics. And I did send out an email to the city attorney, to the city council. Mr. Millsap received it. I think everybody that's officers received it. And I said the board voted, and they would like to look into how they can make this happen. And I did receive something from Amber LePage saying that she could make it happen. I'm gonna say this for the record one more time. I'm not asking you to put back on there. I'm not asking you to put on no more city boards. Not under this administration, not under this situation, not under this cloak. I'm good. I'm very good. I got a son that's playing sports. We are going to travel. We're going to have fun. I see you in election time.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with you or anybody else personally. This has to do with what the board
The
holistically.
commission voted on it,
Period.
Right.
and it was not,
Right.
And if not implemented.
right.
So I will give you the email back to you, and you can work with Mr. Nelson or whoever you want to work with. But I think this is something that needs to happen, because they are giving the funds. They want to give up more.
I agree.
And we had one commissioner who was going to make sure we got $4,000 every year. But they feel like they don't have no say on the board. And I don't blame them.
Well, actually, we had one commissioner that said we could have another $1,000. They said, why just 4? Why don't we just make it a flat 5? And then who knows, that could go up. But
And I like to thank Connie Gramarosa. She was one of the people
Yeah.
who wanted to make this annual out of the Riverboat funds from the LaPorte County. And she wanted to make it annual with the 5, so it would have been 5,000. We could do a whole lot with that 5,000. Woo-wee.
anyway,
All right. Any other comments on that?
Just on me.
Okay. Nobody was here, or that was under criminal justice, correct? So next we have social factors committee.
Basically, for the Social Factor Committee, we decided that we're gonna be meeting quarterly, so our next meeting won't be until March. But the Black History Committee has started meeting, which the Black History Committee came out of the Social Status Commission. And they have already started meeting, and they already have a pretty good calendar set up for the Black History Month events. And I do want to announce that there is going to be a MLK celebration brunch here in Michigan City. And this, please go to my Facebook page. I keep posting it on there. Or go to MBA Facebook page for the flyer about the Martin Luther King, because they're asking the schools to have an essay contest
Right.
ready also.
Do you have the date in March that you're going to meet?
I think it's the 20.
And the flyer, Ms. Moore, if you can get the flyer, and if I may, two things, the list of jobs that are open throughout this county and other counties, along with the flyer, can we make sure you contact Nick? I mean, not Nick, but Casey, and make sure he puts it on
Oh, okay.
on the page.
Did you give him that last list?
No, I did not, that's why I just said.
Okay. All right. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Okay, so then I would definitely send the flyers that's out already about the MAK, and they'll have the flyer out soon about the Black History Month with all the events listed for Black History Month. So I'll send that to all the commissioners as soon as we get that. But we do have I will send you the MLK flyer with the dates and the information, and also the information about, we're asking the schools to do essays. They're asking the schools to do essays. And I do want to also mention and thank the city that there will be Juneteenth celebrations this year in the city, and Michigan City's Park and Rec Department, they have a committee with citizens working on the Juneteenth celebration. They intend to have something definitely on Juneteenth Day, because it's now supposed to be a legal holiday.
Right.
Folks are supposed to be off for the Juneteenth, but they also going to try to plan some activities for the weekend for those that might not have Juneteenth off.
You did, the city did this last year? Or
No,
it
the
wasn't?
city is working, their event coordinator is working, and the Parks Department is working.
Who did it last year?
NBA.
MBA did it last year, I think, yeah,
It was
MBA.
very hot that day, wasn't it?
That's
That's why I remember.
That's
Out at Naomi
Yes.
Anderson, Westcott Park, and oh gosh, it was so hot out
It was
there.
hot.
Yeah.
And MBA did it last year.
When you think you wanna meet, we gonna meet in March? When day you think you gonna
I
meet?
don't have it yet.
Okay,
I'll let you.
and if I just make a recommendation to you, maybe we can get some people together with the banner and get some tables together, and we go down there and do our thing too as well.
It sounds-
That'd be our first time, so
sounds
I'm
good.
all for it.
I got the tables.
Ooh, well, you have them, you show that here too. Yeah, he told me about that. Okay, count me in on that one.
Okay.
And I have a tent, and
I
a cooler.
had a cool.
Okay, we'll definitely move forward on that.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. Any other comments on that? All right, next is public comment. Anybody from the public wish to speak? No. All right, motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, motion adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, employment committee, over here.